Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukatali.
Well, good morning. This is Newsline, live from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Street in Colombo and broadcasting on TV1, part of the Capital Maharaja Group. And this morning, we're delighted to welcome to our set the Minister of Prison Reforms, Rehabilitation, Resettlement and Hindu Religious Affairs, the Honourable D.M. Swaminathan.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
To you,
good morning.
Minister, and delighted to have you on the show, of course.
Certainly.
And I am also extremely happy that I'm told that you're here to come and formally accept that a big mistake has been made about the bond, and then you're going to refund all the money. Is that right?
Okay, fine. If you come to a conclusion that there is a big mistake made, and the money has to be returned, the courts of law can decide it. Probably you're right, or you may be wrong.
Okay. Right. So on a much more serious note, what is this? Yesterday there was some hullabaloo about this taking on new prison guards. What went on there then?
The hullabaloo really is there were two interviews as far as the prison guards are concerned.
Yes.
The first interview is on the specification of a person's height, as well as the second it would be he has to run a kilometer within a point of 3.5 minutes.
Right.
Now once you pass that examination, you are calling
that's
for
the basic.
That's the base. If anyone fails that, you can't get close to the job.
You can't, right.
Fundamentally, there is no way out. That I've been very, very specific about it.
Right.
The second is that there is a general second interview, which is only to check on your qualifications, etc., documentation, and to produce them and to satisfy yourself. Now, I have got written letters from because this has been an island-wide interview, and I have got certain documentations in writing that there has been allegations of bribery and corruption in this second interview.
I see.
So I am not going to take that lying low,
right.
And therefore I have said the first interview remains as it is, and the second interview I am going to call in for a special second interview, and then that will be properly modulated, and the appointments will be given accordingly.
I see. So basically you're responding to these concerns of sort of an undue
I mean we can't, this government is not going to allow things of this nature to happen.
Right.
And even the prison commissioner, I should say that today, which I totally disagree. There is at least a moral obligation on his part before he sends off the letters or makes a final list, at least to keep me informed the list has been made, and the letters are going out. Even the prison ordinance says that, that you have to get the approval of the minister. I mean, at least show me. I'm not trying to interfere with it. So that has to be done, which I have not done.
Right. You feel a bit peaked now?
Not because of cheat, but also forget the cheating. That even I was cheated, doesn't matter. But if it's going to benefit the public at large, if there is going to be some sort of dishonesty on that area, so I'm sorry, I can't condone it.
So you've done this in the interest of transparency, really?
Quite right.
But you are committed to getting more prison guards?
Yes, now we are, at the moment we need 350 guards, and that the Treasury has already allowed that money to be allocated for that, and we probably need some more, because we need at least another 350 to 400 guards in prisons, because that's very important.
And can I touch on this, Minister? Why is it that the prevalence of drugs, the availability of drugs, seems to be easier inside than on the outside?
Quite right.
What's happening?
I don't know. This has been a predominant thing, not today. It has been cultivated for so many years.
Yes, that's right.
Now, ultimately, what is happening today, I have taken some basic precautions. One is jamming of telephones. That has also not been very successful. The company that has been doing that, it does, but when the Mobitel increases its volume or something like that, it doesn't get jammed properly. So those issues are there. So I'm trying to get in another company to do it in a proper way, so that no telephones can be used inside the prisons. That's number one, as a preventive measure. Number two is also I have got the assistance of the police to get the police dogs. Suddenly I will take a couple of dogs there to a prison cell and check whether you are carrying any drugs with you, including a jail guard, maybe an officer or a prisoner. So these are the few things that I have taken into consideration. And this is a thing that has been built up so many years. It is completely polluted in the sense there is a mafia involved in this whole transaction. Not only here, in internationally you get mafias, and they buy over people. I'm sorry to say that. That's happening in this country. So whatever scrutiny we have, we can minimize it, but I don't think we can stop it.
Right.
I'm sorry to say that.
What about CCTV? I went into the prisons about, say, 6 months ago. I didn't notice too many CCTV
quite
cameras.
right. I totally agree with you. The position here is that we are hoping to shift the Velikada prisons to Horana.
I see.
Right? Now, Velikada prisons is situated in a land of 28 acres.
Right.
Now, this 28 acres, according to the instructions of the Honorable Prime Minister and His Excellency the President, this has to be given over to the UDA for development purposes, because it's a valuable land. So we are hoping to move into Horana. Now, I have taken office only from now, another 1 year just lapsed. I totally agree with you, the CCTV cameras should be there. But the new building that we are hoping to go in will have all the international standards of basic specification for a prison.
So you'll have the benefit of having a custom built
exactly, and we are trying to do it internationally renowned
and will that be in a built up area with other houses around, or
no, that will have its own village, it will be on its own.
So it'll be easier then to do the jamming of the phones, because at the moment one of the problems is that the people around there also, their phones also jam.
And also, I know as far as Colombo is concerned, it's quite a hub, no?
Yes.
So there are so many telephones being used here, and there are so many antennas all over the place. So I think when you move into Horana, I think it will be much easier.
And then, can I also ask you what happened with the report on that riot that we had at Velikada before your time, of course?
That report is there. I'm sorry, I can't comment on that.
That's all right. I just thought
it's because it's beyond prior to my time.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm maybe not in a position to say what's exactly the position here.
That's all right. It just a thought crossed my mind.
Right.
What about this other bit of your title, prison reforms? You've told us about, hopefully, that rehabilitation. How good is this program of rehabilitation? Do we have the money to begin with?
Yes, there is money.
Right.
I think the Treasury has given me, always they give, last year also they gave me enough money. There is no money, no shortage of money.
So the Honourable Minister of Finance has been a bit indulgent with you, has he?
Very good. Thank you for you. Because he's a worthy chap. He's a good chap.
Right. Oh, good. Not many people say that, because they don't get all the money they want.
It's a matter of opinion.
Right. So anyway, you've got money. So is it a good program that you'll have?
Yes,
what have you got?
Now, for next year, my main program would be irrigation.
Right.
Because there are so many ponds, irrigation systems that have been deprived for the last 30 years due to the war.
Right.
So I'm trying to repair all them.
Okay.
And once I do that, there will be a complete irrigation system in northern province will improve. That will be done with the irrigation department, definitely with the government assistance. I'm not going to give it to any private people to do it. It will be done through the government agencies. And once I do that, there can be a tremendous amount of agriculture in the north. So there is about 70,000 acres of land available for agricultural purposes. And once this water is filled, once you have these, it will also improve the wells of the houses. So all those will be taken into consideration, and this is going to be my priority for next year.
I see.
And the second priority would be the fishermen. There are two types of vocations mainly in Jaffna. One is farming, second is fishing.
Right.
Farming, I'm looking after it this way. As far as fishing is concerned, I'm trying to buy them some new boats, give them all the other facilities inclusive of nets and high-powered boats, so that they can go for fishing. Families can go in without much danger, and this is the next step. So I am going to concentrate on these two issues as far as my next year's budget allocation is concerned.
I see. That's good. And can we move on to issues of the north?
Correct.
I see that you are also the minister in charge of Hindu religious affairs and so on.
Right.
So the Prime Minister has chosen wisely. Now then, what's happening with the reconciliation process? I know that's not you directly, but you lots of your work is out there.
But I do take part in those discussions as far as reconciliation is concerned. I must say that the reconciliation as far as Tamils and Sinhalese are concerned, there is no issue. We are living together, even in your own office. You get Tamil officers, Muslim officers.
Yes,
officers,
right there is Shakti TV people. They usually make a lot of noise, but today they're
very quiet. Exactly.
So what's happening with?
So the position of reconciliation has been quite successful. We are negotiating. The position here is they say we have to have a political settlement. There's a steering committee that has been appointed by His Excellency the President and the Prime Minister. The steering committee has met 40 times already up to now. They are preparing draft documentation. It will be presented to the Parliament, to the Assembly, and also it probably will be taken into, there will be referendum on it if necessary, in accordance with the law. So the people can decide what it is. So there are certain things which I don't want to divulge now. There is a move to abolish the executive presidency. There may be a possibility of having a second chamber without a veto power. It can, if you feel that the second chamber can say that if it has to be referred back again to the Parliament for reconsideration, it can do so. So I don't want to go divulge into those things because those are only in a draft form. Merely basically as far as reconciliation concerns politically and otherwise it has been reasonably successful.
And in the north, in the former conflict areas, what sort of percentage-wise of land has been released back to?
Correct. Good question. Up to now, within the last 1 year, from the presidency's point of view is 2 years, from the view of the Parliament is about 1.5 years, so it's last August, so it's about 4,600 acres have been released.
Right.
And at the moment there is about 6,000 acres of land yet in the hands of the army. I must see the army commander as well as the defense secretary and well as His Excellency the President, Chandrika Kumaratunga, former President, and also my Prime Minister, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe, all have jointly together are reconsidering how we can do this. The main issue is, one of the major issues are that army is occupying lands and running commercial establishment, which is not very, very welcome.
Well, not welcome now, but there may have been a time when it was.
Yeah, probably yes. So now is the high time they give it over to the people who are concerned, and the land should be given back to the people.
Right.
Right. And then the question arises here. There is commercial establishment. Also, there are farming. They're farming there. So when the army sells a vegetable for a pound for 20 rupees, the poor farmer can't sell it for 20 rupees because he has got all the facilities, he's got everything, but we are competing. My price will be 40 rupees or 35 rupees. So I'm losing. So people will buy from the army.
So the army is withdrawing.
Armies now have promised that they are withdrawing.
Right.
I'm sure they will keep to their promise.
Right.
By December they said they will give up the commercial establishments as well as the lands. We'll wait and see how they're going to come back to us.
I see. So what will happen to the bigger things like the hotel in KKS, for example? All eyes will be on these.
Exactly.
Big
so there again, that famous huge building that the former government had built, huge. It's about 220 acres of land. The Navy has built it. I think the Honorable Prime Minister is thinking of giving it over to a 5-star or 7-star hotel, something of that nature, because you can't use it for general occupation, you know.
In a way, once you keep giving away, returning the land, is it another way of systematically withdrawing the military from the former conflict areas?
Yeah, quite right. This is again a matter with the defense and His Excellency the President. The Defense Secretary is also very cooperative, and he can't, of course, there will be certain restraints as far as he is concerned. There has to be army to maintain law and order there.
Yeah.
There has to be police to maintain law and order there.
Yeah.
But with how they can be all kept in, I mean, that's a matter really, it's an army strategy. How they are going to do it, whether they want so many army camps, or they are going to concentrate all of them in one,
right,
or two, major cities. That's an operational problem.
Yeah.
But they are well aware of it, and we are also quite well aware of it. We have told them the position, so it's a matter in the hands of the President as well as Excellency the President, as well as the Defence Secretary.
I see. This show will be incomplete if I didn't ask you about a matter that seems to have caught the attention of the media and the public, especially in the former conflict areas, and that is the issue of this housing. 65,000 houses. That's very ambitious and probably very necessary. Not a day too late, actually. But it has come with some concern. What is one of the first things most people say is, but it's metal.
Yeah.
Will be all cooked inside by the next morning or by the evening. Have you been? Have you got show homes?
And then we can eat next day them. That's all.
That's right.
They get cooked.
Yes. So what's the real position?
No, the position here is there's a misconception of this whole concept.
Yeah.
It has been unfortunately wrongly interpreted by many people. There has been a number of issues here. I will just get you the basic
Yes.
position as far as this is
Yes.
concerned. We need altogether 160,000 houses in the north and east.
Right.
Mostly in the north, 160,000 houses. That's a big
Yeah.
sum.
Yeah.
In Mullaitivu area and Kilinochchi area has been very badly affected due to the war.
Right.
If you go there, the people are unable to, now there has been floods in many areas.
Yeah.
Full of water is flowing in Kilinochchi.
Yeah.
They have no place to sleep. Now there is complete urgency of these houses to be built. Fundamentally, these are not just tin houses or something of this nature. These have been very scientifically done. Scientific evidence has been there for proof of the viability. They say that is once you go there, you get cooked. You don't get cooked at all.
Right. You got test homes.
Oh yes, there are test homes. 2 show homes are there.
Have you been in?
I have been many a times.
At what time in the day?
At 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the
And
afternoon.
you didn't get
No, perfectly
you didn't
okay.
get cooked.
There are high officials also have gone in there.
Right. You don't look like
I don't know. I don't look cooked. So thank you very much.
Yeah. Right. So okay. So the technology does away with this heat problem.
It is, the conception of this is this. It's internationally, we have to go in for prefabricated houses.
Yeah.
It's not a thing that I brought in here, Sri Lanka, because it's a thing that has to be done, even if you go to
Is
any
it
country.
because of why prehab? Is it because it's quicker?
It's quicker, and number 2 is there are a lot of impediments. Now, for instance, there is no sand available in Jaffna. It's a tipper of sand which was 20,000 rupees about 3 months ago is 40,000 rupees today.
Right.
Right. Then the labor problem comes.
Okay.
Then the question arises that as far as these houses are concerned, the labor is one, then where are we going to build these houses? You can't build these houses. You can build probably 100 houses or 50 houses, something like that, you can build them. But you can't build 130,000. Now in Kilinochchi, Mullaitivu area, Bavaniya, Vani area alone, we need about 25,000 houses.
So how are you going to do this? Where are you going to have them?
No, the most urgent area is going to be Kilinochchi.
Yeah.
As well as in Mullaitivu, right?
Yeah.
They are the 3 places where it's terrible. They are, if anyone goes and the politicians...
Yes, it's very sad.
It's very sad. So it's in a very sad state of affairs. So we have to provide them alternate accommodation. And these houses, whoever is building it, they are giving 30-year guarantee to the government of Sri Lanka. And the house, the concept of the lifelong longevity of the house is concerned, is about 60 to 70 years minimum.
Right.
So therefore, there is a misconception There has been many issues like the private contractors see that once these building houses come, they lose their identity. That's not correct. Once these houses come up, they also can be party to it because there has to be concreting, there has to be...
So there is be some limited amount of
yes,
civil
certainly.
work.
They also can be they can also partake. They all now they are aware of it. You know what I mean? There is so much of misconception. Some member of parliament said you can shake this house. If you can shake a house of 4 tons, he should be Superman.
So there are those. Have you thought of organising a sort of guided tour for your colleagues?
It is already the houses have been built in the month of August. Yes, sorry, not month of August. It's somewhere end of year, and there has been applications that have been done in the press. There is 97,000 people have applied to me in writing that they want these houses. 97,000 people.
Yes. I buy my stuff from Wellawata, and chap that gave me an interesting angle. He said, this opposition, he said, is all the work of people who don't want progress. Do you think he's got a point?
There is a progress. There is no doubt about it. I think I'm sorry to say that I'm not trying to criticize any political party here in this forum.
Yeah.
But we are trying to now, even if you see the Irrelevant water tank, water project, that has been stopped. The Vavaniya economic zone has been stopped.
Yeah.
Then the Saltons, we were trying to make some Saltons, modernize it and equip it properly. That has been stopped. So every project that we are hoping to bring in the north is being stopped. I don't know what the reason is. I'm sorry to say that. I am sorry. I am very close to the TNA. Members are very close to me. I have no.
But they've just said they don't want these houses.
Finally, that's what I don't understand. Whether it's a political reason or political grievance or anything. I have tabled this Peradeniya University report in Parliament. I don't understand why they are getting a Moratuva University report. Moratuva University to tabulate, to oppose that. I got the Peradeniya University officially through the Vice Chancellor of the Peradeniya University. It is an official documentation. The Moratuva University documentation not official. So when I spoke to the Vice Chancellor at that time, he said that was not an official documentation.
Right.
So the document has been already tabled in the Parliament.
So whilst all this is raging, Minister, these poor people out there who are suffering are continuing to suffer.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't understand this whole theory. Then they must give an alternate accommodation, build houses. They don't even build houses. I said anyone who wants to come and build the houses, let them build houses.
Right.
I don't want 65,000 houses. Let's start with 5,000, 10,000 houses and give the people.
Yeah.
No one is doing it. And ultimately, at the end of the year, end of the term of 4 years or 5 years, they will say this government, Swaminathan, didn't do anything in Jaffna, the northern province.
That's a grave danger. But there's another danger, and that is that the people of the north may well start writing to the government, the program, and ask government to sort it all out, because we tend to sort things out pretty fast.
Yeah.
With these houses, Minister, what about the cost? Have you
the cost of it is now, originally I was giving them with furniture fittings, with TV, with the whole works.
Yes.
So I reduced that by 600,000, so it comes to about 1.6 million now.
Right. How many square feet?
It's about 550 square feet.
Right.
Because today, whatever said and done, you can't build a house less than 1.2 to 3 million minimum. And these are prefabricated houses which are brought from France, in very scientifically done, and it has to be done, the cost of labor, your dream, ship it, all that is there. And this will be done, so within a period of 1 year, I'll be in a position to build 10,000 houses. So I'm providing 10,000 houses for the people who are in the northern province, especially in the Mullaitivu and Kilnoch area, where they're suffering from. And, this government is going to give 30, and this whoever is building it is going to give 30-year guarantee to the government of Sri Lanka. If by chance something goes wrong with that building, they will replace it or repair it and do it accordingly.
And I suppose they'll have maintain a presence.
Oh yes, definitely.
And of course, this company has its interest in the steel industry. So I suppose you've checked that the prices are
yes, they have because less than that you cannot build, to be frank. And these is not an ordinary company. These are one of the one of the first 100 fortune companies in the world.
And how did they come to the table?
They came to my table at the time of the early stages. I have even informed them in Parliament prior to this whole thing. There are a lot of people like Tatas came in, then there are a lot of people who came in and gave propositions.
Right.
And these were also one of the propositions that came in.
Okay.
So I'm fair enough, I can consider a proposition.
Of course you can. What about this other concern? I sort of wrote this down. The other concern was, what about the cultural sort of issues faced over there in the north?
As far as cultural issue in the north or even in Sri Lanka is concerned, the culture has completely changed.
Right.
I mean, you can't think of living in brick and mortar. Now, if you go and look at any houses all over internationally, things have changed.
Yeah.
The people have changed. The students have changed. Today, they are not reading books. They are looking at the computer and learning.
Yeah.
I mean, every child has got a cell phone. So the culture is changing. So the whole concept of a theory of life is changed totally from what it was 50 years ago.
From slate to tabs.
Exactly.
Now.
When I was a student in Royal College or whatever school, Royal College, I never carried the phone with me.
You went to Royal?
Yes, sir, unfortunately.
Oh, dear me.
Well, your managing director is also, your chairman is also from Royal.
No. I'm afraid that your parents missed the boat here.
Maybe.
They ought to have sent you to St. Thomas's.
St. Thomas is also a good school, but not as good as Royal, unfortunately.
Right, we'll have to leave that alone
and
debate that at the next big match. Back to this housing. You are from the United National Party, and
yes,
I know that you are very passionate about that from the contact with you in the past. So we have Rana Singh Premadasa and his outstanding contribution to housing.
Oh, yes, certainly.
Where globally lessons have been learned from that great program. How do you compare this program with that?
Yeah, that's the point. Now, as far as that program is concerned, in Colombo they probably can build, but in Jaffna there is a shortage of material. Now, without sand, how are you going to do? If you have to get sand in Jaffna, you have to get the river basins tight. Once you pull out the sand from the river basins, the sea sand seeps in. The entire water gets polluted. It has to be resalinated. There are a lot of difficulties, a lot of problems. The labor is not there. The people are falling into debt for order-driven houses. Because I'm supposed to give them some money to build 900,000 rupees or 950,000 rupees. I'm supposed to build a house. Then I have to get my labor done. I have to go and then they borrow from you, everyone goes and borrows from them. He becomes a debtor. So, you can't do this type of thing. Those people don't have a next meal to start there to eat.
And these houses be given to these people free.
This is the position I'm trying to do. I can't charge. If any person, law-abiding citizen of this country, can go to Kilnochi or to Mullaitivu and check with the citizens of that country whether they are in a position to pay you any money. They don't have money even to sit for the next day's food for them to live.
So the message is, support us and let's get on with it.
Because my position is, I am not trying to build 160,000 houses all prefabricated.
Right.
If anyone wants to come and build houses, let them come and build houses. I have no objection.
And hand on your heart, this is a good thing.
I am very confident about it because I am not doing anything that is irregular. I am also a citizen of this country. I am also got quite a heritage in Jaffna. I am also from Manipai. I have been there. My house is from my grandfather's house is about 180 years of age. So we are there from we are rooted there. We are not an alien who have come parachuted from somewhere else.
Indeed. Wonderful. Minister D.M. Swaminathan, thank you very much for being on Newsline.
You're welcome.
We appreciate the raw honesty of it all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you again, same time,
certainly,
same place.
Certainly. Thank you.
Take you.
Okay, all the best to you.
Take care and have a great day ahead.
Thank you.
God bless.
Same to you. Thank you.